must enjoy the privilege of staying at the gallery. They must maintain the same decorum that even the senators themselves inside the chamber is maintaining. We will not, there should be no noise in the gallery at all. Gallery is certainly, we welcome people that are there, but please, we don't want clapping or noise making, please. Now, Mr. Fani Kayode, before I invite questions from senators, we listened paid very good attention to the analysis you've given about yourself and your humble background. Are there some of the things that you did in course of those your duties, although you tried to imply it, but you are not quite specific? Are there some regrets you have that if given the same opportunity, you would do it differently?
That I have is not the fact that I was given the privilege to serve Mr. President, because for me that was an honor. The regret that I had was not that I saw the schedule of duty and determined to do the job in a loyal way. The regret that I have, sir, is the fact that during the course of that job, it appears that quite a number of people were hurt by some of the things that I said. And that is why I am tendering that apology here. And I'm also saying that I was not and I have not been brought up by my father to be a rude person. It was a job and it hurt people. And another thing I will say, sir, is this, that never, and the records are there, have I said anything which was not in direct response to something. I was the president's armor bearer. I had to take the bullets. But whoever I may have hurt, and there were a number of people that were hurt, I have reached out to. And I'm using this occasion to not just speak to the Senate, but also to speak to the Nigerian people that is not me. I was just doing my job. And I regret whoever I may have hurt and whoever I may have offended, because we are all Nigerians.
Mr. President, lead from my constituency. And we are not opposed to his candidature. We actually support his candidature unqualifiedly. And like he said, that has had his own time and the course of his job, and this was loyalty. Some people are being voted, and I think on this ground, I wish to appeal to my colleagues, support his nomination and let it be so. Thank you.
Where I come from. It's on. The mic is on. And we have 100% support for his candidature to be one of the ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is our son. We love him as his father loved us when he was alive, and we hereby will appreciate it if all distinguished colleagues assist us to make sure that FEMI FANI KAYODE is cleared from the scene. Thank you very much.
Or maybe Barrister Femi Fani Kayode. I've gone through your resume very, very carefully, and I'm convinced that you are eminently qualified to hold the position of a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But when I was looking at the attachments to your resume, I saw a letter from one Dominion Technological Seminary from Ghana. You have alluded to it when you were introducing yourself. There's one particular paragraph there that struck me. It says, whilst a student, he exhibited maturity, integrity, and considerable people skills which endeared him to both faculty and colleagues. This was signed by one Bishop James Sarr, with the resident bishop. I want to ask you, if you are confirmed by the Senate to be a minister of the Federal Republic, how do you want to justify this letter? By endearing yourself to this Senate and indeed to the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you for the question, distinguished Senator. The only way in which I can justify that very charitable commendation made by one of the most senior bishops in Ghana is to, if confirmed by this noble house, carry those views and carry that type of commitment and passion into whatever assignment that His Excellency Mr. President has for me. It is very, very important that people, through whatever next assignment God and the people of Nigeria have for me, come to realize that before I got this job, they knew me, at least most of them knew me, and they knew me to have those qualities. But those that knew me after going to that particular Bible seminary knew the kind of qualities that I think I've managed to imbue and learn. And I would carry those qualities into whatever assignment this noble house or Mr. President has for me. That is an assurance that I will give, and a solemn commitment to this house.
Questions to the nominee. And my own kind of questions take cognizance of what the Constitution describes a public office. In appointing somebody to a public office, all sentiments be put aside and appoint somebody with credibility and somebody acceptable by all, particularly somebody acceptable by the opinion expressed in this chamber of the Senate. The two questions I want to ask nominee, Mr. President. One, with regards to his NYSC certificate, it's carrying an abnormal serial number. I want to cite the example of two nominees that we just interviewed in this chamber a couple of minutes ago. One of them served in 1984-85. And take note, Mr. President, NYSC certificates are issued in serial numbers all over the country. It doesn't show that one state starts with one and another state starts with no. It is one from day one in 1973 up to date. It follows the series. So in 84-85, a nominee that just left this chamber had 197,548 as the serial number of his certificate. Then that was the one who served in 1984 and 85. Now another one who served in 86-87, that was 2 years after the previous one, had 285,047 as the serial number on his certificate. But the nominee standing here before us served in between the two other nominees. He served in 85-86. That was a year after the one who served 84-85 and a year before the one who served 86-87. But the serial number of his NYSC certificate is 31325. And this 31325, as at this morning we confirmed, is the serial number for certificates that are issued currently, not in 85-86. And that is the thing we have found. Why I'm concerned about this, Mr. President of the Senate, is that if forgery is involved in this, then it becomes a serious matter. Because forgery under the law does not only deny you the occupation of a public office, but you will be subjected to prosecution. And that is what we want to try to avoid when we are confirming, very sincerely confirming Nigerian citizens